This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet world, West Alabama. How are we doing today on a Tuesday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Hope you're doing well. You're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, all the places you get your podcast. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show. You can watch us on my own social media machines at Joe Gaither6, on the Bama Central Facebook page as well. We're going to have a great day getting you ready for Alabama against Florida State on Saturday, 2:30 on ABC. It's going to be great. Oh, my gosh. We were in the facility yesterday, and I just got even more excited. Athletic Director Greg Byrne poked his head in there after the coaches left, and he said, "Hey, media, it's game week, in case you didn't realize it." And we all chuckled, gave him the customary smile. He said, "Tape your ankles. I'll see you down there." So we will see you down there, Greg Byrne, as well. It's going to be a great time in Tallahassee. We want to welcome you inside the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios right off of McFarland Boulevard. You can call Derek today for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Home, life, auto insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Call and see how much Derek can save you today. We are having our first experience with a live studio audience, Mason. We're going to be selling tickets inside the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, $50 a pop. So if you want to watch it live, you guys can come sit in the corner and make fun of us, laugh at us. But we're starting that today, and we already got one taker. So thankful for that. We're here with Mason Woods, who we have desperately missed. Follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine, covering all things recruiting for the Walsh Writing Network, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Boston College, Alabama, Missouri. MIZ.
Unfortunately, easy to forget about, especially in this 2026 cycle. They have struggled a little bit.
Don't hate me, Drinkwoods. I love you and your program. MIZ, COU. So we're happy to see Mason Woods' beautiful face again today. Follow Mason at Emma Woods. How we doing, man? How has the last week and change been?
It's been fine. We had our nice trip to the beach, and then promptly got a little sick on the way back, and really kind of while we were there. But getting over it now. Had planned on being back Friday, but should be back hopefully in the studio maybe this coming Friday. So we'll see. But I'm feeling okay.
To greet all our adoring fans.
Yes, to greet what I imagine will be a giant studio audience. I mean, you said the $50 a pop. Now, is that for a seat? Because we also, I guess there's a standing room as well in there. Are we selling standing room only tickets? Little discount there.
More chairs, and we'll stick a microphone over there so they can holler at us like the Peanut Gallery. Oh, terrible take, bad take. Oh, not good. Well, what'd you do at the beach? Anything fun? Did you go parasailing, or you have a nice restaurant meal? What was the beach highlight? What was the one or two?
I had some good food, but mostly just sat my butt right down on the sand and watched the waves come in for hours at a time. It was really nice. It was just nice. I just like sitting in the sun. It was just good to be in the sun and enjoy everything. Didn't when I was a kid, I was a big just go to the beach and like dig a big hole kid, but didn't really do any of that this time. Just sat under the little canopy. We bought one of those little 8x8, 10x10, whatever it is things, and just rolled a cooler out there and did not go back inside.
There we go. What's the beach drink preference? Is it Kool-Aid? Are you a Mike's Hard Lemonade? Are you a Miller Lite? What's the beach drink preference for you and your lady?
It was an alternating mix of Michelob Ultras and margaritas.
All right, there we go. Michelob Ultras and margaritas.
We did we made one big jug and then just threw that in the cooler and kind of just had that for the week. It was nice.
There we go. Awesome. Well, so glad that you got some R&R. So sad that you got a little sick in the process.
It is what it is.
We'll look forward to seeing you back in here very soon, but back with us the rest of the week. So that's exciting.
I wish that I had more takes to unload from the week, but it was really not that eventful of a week in the sports world, at least from my perspective. And obviously I was a bit unplugged, but not a ton of super overly exciting things happened.
Well, let me spring this
NFL
on you.
preseason kind of wrapped up, but yeah, hit me with it.
On Friday, we went with 9-game SEC schedule, and
Yeah,
Theo and
that's true.
Henry beat me up, and they were all like, "Oh," because I was talking about not playing any lower level schools ever again, just playing only Power 4 schools.
I'm in
And
agreement.
they were all like, "Oh, you're gonna kill the sport. What's gonna happen to the Georgia Southerns? They're gonna have to be relegated to FCS." I said, "Yes, fine."
Yeah, what's why why do we want them playing with everyone else? They don't play the same sport.
So I'll throw that. Get your take on 9-game SEC schedule, and which 9 teams do you want to see on Alabama's schedule next year? You get 3 permanent opponents that are going to be on there, and a lot of debate. By the way, if you're sitting there debating Mississippi State over LSU, you're a loser.
Oh,
You're a loser.
golly, that is.
I'm sorry to say this, but like, yes, I know Mississippi State's the closest to us up Highway 82, but you're only saying Mississippi State because you don't want to play LSU. You don't want to have an easy you want to have an easier opponent out of the 3, and
So
that's
soft.
hooey to me.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that either. Not really the way that I want to do the scheduling here. Uh, Give me good football games. Like we have complained for years and years and years about the cupcakes and about, oh, well, that's why nobody goes to the games, because you play nobodies. Okay, you have the opportunity here to lock in. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Obviously you get Auburn. Obviously, I'm probably going Auburn, Tennessee, LSU as my 3 that we're locking in. You know, if we really wanted to get crazy, like give me Auburn, Georgia, and LSU. But that'd be a bit wild. Tennessee, I guess we can't throw that one away. Although I'd be fine with it. But yeah, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee would be your 3 rivalry, your 3 permanents. And then let's round it out. Let's give me Texas, give me Georgia, give me Oklahoma, give me Ole Miss, Texas A&M, South Carolina. I don't even know how many I just ran off there, but that had to have gotten us to 9.
That's Murderer's Row next year. Kalen DeBoer hates you.
That'd be okay. You better show us you got a tough team, Kalen.
I like it. I'm a fan.
I mean, you know what I did see. What did we get? The college football playoff told us now that they're going to look at the strength of schedule or whatever, or strength of record as opposed to strength of schedule, whatever it was. Now we'll have to believe it when we see it. But if that is to be believed, you better start scheduling some harder games.
Absolutely. So that will be at the mercy of Greg Sankey, and I don't think it will be that challenging. I think we'll end up getting we'll flip flop. We'll dump Oklahoma from our rotation. We'll pick up Texas or Texas A&M. We'll dump Georgia from our rotation. We did this last week, so we won't spend too much longer on it. But I think we're going to go. The first 3 you said, yes, LSU, Tennessee, Auburn. Duh. Then you're going to go Texas. You're going to go not South Carolina, but Kentucky. You're going to go not Missouri, but Florida. You're going to go Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That's 8. And then your 9th is either going to be A&M or Arkansas.
That'd be fine. Give me A&M.
Yeah, Aggie, gig them.
Give me A&M. I don't look Arkansas. I don't love where they're going right now. I don't love where they're at.
So there we go. That was basically probably the biggest news of the week last week. You are already here for the Tyson. We rumors have it that we will be talking to Ty Simpson, Mason's favorite football player, later in the day over in the Malmore Athletic Facility. So make sure you stay tuned to the Bama Central YouTube channel. We'll have that up as soon as Ty Simpson finishes talking about going 1-0, getting 1% better, leaning on controlling his controllables, leaning on his level of training, all that sort of stuff. No, actually, he has not given us those platitudes, the Jalen Milroe lines from last year in his single press conference. And Ty, thank you. Thank you for that. Please just continue to be genuine. The press conference that you gave us last week was perfect. It was very genuine. It was very authentic.
It did not feel rehearsed.
We were talking, me and Hunter Decipher, because Jalen Milroe had kind of a struggling game against the Green Bay Packers in preseason, and I was what does he say when he goes up to the podium? Does he go and does he give the NFL teams the same 1% better every week with control our controllables? Well, when the bullets are flying, you have to lean on your level of training. and Hunter was like, surely not. Oh gosh.
Struggle is maybe an understatement for that. I watched that whole game, and I am not happy that I did. It was not an enjoyable experience. I wanted to see really anything, and I mean, he got the late touchdown pass, I think, or towards the end, but that was not a. That was a tough performance for Jalen Milroe in that one. They really threw him to the fire there, and he did not respond overly well.
So it's actually Tuesday. It's NFL Cutdown Day. So you will be watching your favorite teams. I'm going to be watching the Chicago Bears to see who makes the team. And of course, when Billy Smith gets cut, all the Bears fans are going to, oh, why? Whoa! And then he's going to
the Xavier Restrepo being cut by the Titans tweet is going to send this fan base into a tailspin.
Right. And then he's going to end up on he's going to fall through waivers and end up on the practice squad anyways.
He'll be the next Mason Kinsey. They've had the same guy in the practice squad for the last 5-6 years, and this will be Xavier Restrepo's role now, unfortunately.
So we'll see who makes all the teams. Yesterday on the wire, on the news wire, Amari Cooper getting picked up by the Las Vegas Raiders. Couldn't tell if that was a trade or if it was straight up free agency, Mason, because I was kind of glancing at things.
I believe it was a free agent signing.
I think so. I think it was as well. But Amari Cooper back with the original team that drafted him. Drafted, fourth overall in the 2012 draft. And spent a handful of years with the Oakland Raiders, then traded to Dallas. Then a little bit of time, with Cleveland and Buffalo and Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So
hampered by poor quarterback play early in his career. Injury bug bit him a little bit, and then just never quite caught on, unfortunately. I mean, he's had a solid career, don't get me wrong, but I don't think really never became the player we kind of thought he could be.
Well, right, and he goes out to Las Vegas, and who in the heck is their quarterback? Is it Aiden
Geno?
O'Connell? Geno. Okay, yeah. Geno Smith got picked up by them. Okay,
great. He could have an okay year.
Great, Amari. Good luck, sir.
He's only 31. I mean, that's you gonna draft him or you gonna pick him up on the fantasy team? Right. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna pass. This is that weird. Yeah, this is that weird keeper league. So my first pick's probably not coming until the ninth round, and maybe that would be a good pick in the ninth round. So we'll see. That'll be 8:00 tonight. We'll find out. We're recording the Bears show at 5 today. So we're reacting to the Bears' final cuts, and then we're gonna go ahead and get that out there.
How about old Tyson Bagent getting his extension? That was pretty cool. Love that guy.
Secret Bagent man. They've given you a number and taken away your name. Secret Bagent man. I love him so much. $5 million a year for the Secret Bagent man.
That's pretty sweet.
Oh, and he's crying at the microphone. My dad didn't have running water as a kid. And I'm like, yes, give me more. Give me more. Authenticity like at the microphone. That's what we're all about here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. You want to spin into yesterday's press conference? Because I think Kane Wommack had an authentic moment. We spent some time with Kane Wommack. We spent some time with Ryan Grubb and with Kalen DeBoer. Bam, all three back to back. Really is Grubb, Wommack, DeBoer. Grubb gave us 6-7 minutes. Man, Grubb will plow through some questions now. It was the same exact number of questions, but it was just 1, 2, 3 sentences. Next question. 1, 2, 3 sentences. Next question. And not a complaint here. I maybe you'll hear that like it's a complaint, but no, it's not a complaint because he's very direct.
You think that's direct. You think that's something you pick up in the NFL?
Maybe. He's very direct. He was forthright in situations where he can be forthright, and he's very quick to be like, well, we can't talk about that because of strategy sort of stuff. When he's asked a strategy sort of question that maybe we shouldn't talk about that. So I really appreciate the Ryan Grubb press conference. You can see that on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We also heard from Kane Wommack and Kalen DeBoer back to back. I think the most authentic moment came though from Kane Wommack talking about Florida State's running game. You want to get into defending Usman Kroma, Roydell Williams. You're gonna get a little Tommy Castellanos. It's gonna be crazy tomorrow on Saturday down in Tallahassee. So here's Kane Wommack talking about defending Florida State's running game.
Start on the right side here with Charlie.
Yeah, hey coach, just what have you seen and what do you think of Florida State's run game, and particularly a guy like Roy Dale, who a lot of the guys on your defense are familiar with?
Yeah. Obviously I don't know Roy Dale personally. The players know him and think highly of him, as well as you look at a number of their running backs that I think they're excited about, and they've got a number of guys that have had experience, be it there or at other places that came via the transfer portal. Young guy, I think that they're pretty excited about out of the backfield as well. And so really, they present a number of challenges. Gus always has, Mike always has in their offensive schemes. And they present a number of challenges to you formationally, motions, quarterback run, 1+ element, and then their ability to go tempo with their run game, presents a number of challenges for us. And so those are things that we've been working and preparing for, and looking forward to, putting the ball down and letting our guys go play.
That's Kane Wommack talking about Alabama facing the Florida State run game. God, Mason, are you ready for a day in the dentist chair?
I really think it's I have seen this sentiment growing on the Twitter machine the last 24, 48 hours or so, kind of that like, this is Kane Wommack trying to warn y'all it's going to be a tough one. I do not get that at all. I get this is Kane Wommack saying, we know what we're coming into. We're ready to get on the damn football field and play some football. That's what that said. That's what that last sentence says to me is, I know what we're about to see, and we're ready to show you that we know what we're about to see. Because all we've heard for the last 9 months, you can't stop quarterback run. Defense was terrible. Defense couldn't stop quarterback run last year. Defense can't stop a quarterback that can run. Thomas Castellanos is going to run all. I think they've heard every single bit of it that we've said, every single bit of it that everyone else has said, and they are ready to line it up on the field and play 60 minutes.
You mean this part?
The run game, presents a number of challenges for us, and so those are things that we've been working and preparing for, and looking forward to, putting the ball down and letting our guys go play.
Bingo.
Looking forward to putting the ball down and letting our guys go play.
Bingo.
So we've talked a lot about quarterback run, 1+ runs. We haven't talked much about tempo in the whole summer. God, Gus Malzahn just getting back, getting up on the ball. But it is a little bit different because it is a little bit different with Kane Wommack than it was with Nick Saban, because Nick Saban, genius that he is, and this is no criticism, please don't take it that way, but Nick Saban would, hey man, we got to get the right personnel on the field. Mm-hmm. We got to sub on and off. We got to get the right call for the right moment on the right down and distance, sub on and off. We got guys going on the field, guys coming off the field, pretty much every play. Yeah. Every play. We've recruited so well.
It worked for a lot.
Our depth is so good that we have the luxury of every play adjusting personnel and making sure everybody's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Kane's going to necessarily do that. I think it's going to be best 11. You guys get out there and get them in the 3rd and long. Then when they slow down because they've gone 1st and 2nd down so fast that, it's 3rd and 8. Shoot, we're going to slow down and kind of muddle huddle a little bit. Then we can sub some guys on there and get after the passer a little bit.
I think I agree with that. I think this defense under Kane Wommack is the responsibilities of each player is much more fluid than it was under Nick Saban. I think, there's a lot more of, just fluidity to the defense. I don't think it's so strict as like, hey, we have to have these guys on the field. If the offense shows us this, we've got to have this package out there. Like, guys have multiple responsibilities. Guys know multiple different things to do. Oh, the offense shows us this. This is what we're doing. I do think that he kind of allows the players to play a bit more freely that way. And, that opens things up for it to just be the best guys out on the field, and those guys are going to be playing.
I haven't looked at this yet, but I know my man Mike Rodak has been tweeting about the weather. Tallahassee weather forecast. We want to find out what it's trending like. Because today, if you're not in Tuscaloosa today, we got over to the studio and it was nice. It was beautiful outside. It was it was 73 degrees in the car on the way over. Now, obviously, that's morning temperature, but it's not going to be that crazy today. The rest of the day, I wish this whole banner ad would go away so I can get to next day. Yeah, perfect. All right, so Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday. We're in Tallahassee. Is Thursday as far as I can go? Oh yeah, Thursday is as far as I can go. Well, Thursday at let's see, Wednesday, middle of the day, 88 degrees.
Here
So
we
maybe
go.
Alabama, maybe the heat's not going
I've
to be.
got a Saturday here, supposedly at least.
Yeah, give it to us.
Looks like a chance of rain. High
Yeah,
of 80
big rain.
though. Only a high of 80, so it's going to be a kind of just warm rain. The best kind. That's what everybody wants when it starts raining. It's for it to just be kind of warm.
That's good actually, because I was
I mean,
worried
it's
about
better
107.
than sure. It's better than that, I guess, but it's still just a gross, lukewarm rain.
Better than 107, just baking in the Florida sun, just wilting and everybody dying of heat stroke out there.
Oof. Let's see.
Cramping
What's
up.
that percent chance we're looking at?
Pretty high is what I've been reading.
It does appear to be pretty high. 52%. 52% chance of scattered thunderstorms. I'm seeing an 81 degree high. Looks yeah. We might get some weather that day. That could make things a little interesting.
That's okay. I think that plays in Alabama's favor.
I do. I don't. It's nothing. I don't remember what year it was. It might have been the last time that because that wasn't in Tallahassee. But I don't remember what year it was. But it was one year when Alabama was preparing to play someone from a very humid, muggy area, and it's like this Tuscaloosa is an extremely humid, muggy area, and it rains almost every day around. Like it's not all that different. These guys are absolutely used to being extremely hot, having to deal with rain, having to deal with wet conditions, because I guarantee you, if you walk out on the field right now, it's pretty wet.
All right, so Florida State yesterday tweeted out their depth chart. Alabama, where's yours? Come on. Where's your depth chart at, Kalen? Come on.
August 30th.
We'll get it August 30th, the day before. No, the 31st.
You will get it. Or yeah. When they sit down in the booth, that's when you'll get it.
30th at 2:25, they're going to be rolling them out in the press box, and that's when everybody's going to get their press get their depth chart. But you got Roydell Williams and Jalen Lucas both listed as starters in the backfield. You got Gavin Sawchuk and Usman Kroma basically listed as their twos, and they list quarterback, 2 running backs. What are we playing here? We're playing not 12 personnel. We're playing 21 personnel. 2 running backs, one tight end, three wide receivers. Deuce Robinson, Squirrel White, and Javon Boggs. Javon Boggs, true freshman, starting wide receiver for the Florida State Seminoles. So that is going to be a spot to watch, especially with Squirrel White, the Tennessee transfer, who has not
just one of those guys that will not go away. I feel like I swear he's been in college for 25 years.
Yes. If you wear that Tennessee orange, that you get to stay in college a lot longer.
I feel like I remember hearing his name when I was in high school.
You probably did. But he hasn't really practiced much during fall camp for Florida State. I know Norvell was complimentary of him yesterday, day before, about how he has been practicing the last few days and looks good and looks ready. But I know that he hasn't practiced most of fall camp. He's been dealing with small injuries. And so you end up with Squirrel White going down early. You're turning to a lot of inexperience in the wide receiver room. Mason, we had Dustin Lewis of Knoll Game Day join us last week. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but we put it out in the full episode, and then we broke it into its own episode. And he broke down basically Florida State's offense and defense. He was great. I really appreciate his time. He was great. So if you're looking for a Florida State breakdown, you can find it as a standalone episode, or you can find it in the Thursday episode inside the Thursday episode. And essentially, he said that Florida State's going to win this game if Tommy Castellanos can effect the game with his legs. To your point and to Kane Wommack's comments earlier, what do you think the likelihood of that happening is?
On a great enough scale to affect the outcome of the game, I think very slim chance that happens. I think he'll get probably a couple decent plays here and there, but I don't think that he is going to, put together a 180-yard rushing performance or anything like that. I would expect him to be bottled up probably under 75 yards.
Whew. We'll find out. We'll find out. I had one more for
I
you.
just, and maybe I'm overly confident, but that just, I cannot think that there is any chance that they have not really just hammered that point so heavily this offseason. There's just no way this team is not prepared to take on a quarterback that's able to run. There's no way. I just refuse. I refuse to believe that is the way they've handled this offseason. And if that is the way they've handled this offseason, we need to get a new coaching staff in here ASAP, because that would be an atrocity.
So you playing Alabama minus the 13.5? Because that was the other thing we debated yesterday. At 13.5, Hunter Brantley, Theo Fernandez, and myself were all feeling the Seminole side of that.
I think I'm taking Alabama in that one.
Woo!
I don't know. I'm not really sold. I'm not sold on this Florida State team. Thomas Castellanos is not a good quarterback. We have seen him. He's not good.
Well, all my friends, when I took it into the group chat yesterday, I said, "Hey, man, most of me and my co-hosts took Florida State, and there's a couple Florida State fans in there." They go, "You're dumb." They're all said Bama by 21, Bama by 24, Bama by 28. It was getting up there, like, and I was "You're just reacting to your 2-10 season last year,
a little bit."
Like, there we go. Oh, 21, 24, 35, 48.
No.
I'm like, it's not going to get that bad, guys. Come on.
But 17, I don't think 17's out of question.
So, like, the way the backdoor cover, I think, is how it's going to happen for Bama. You're going to be up 10, and they'll be pressing, and you'll get a Dijon Lee pick six. What do you think about Dijon Lee? You were out last week, but Dijon Lee at last Tuesday's availability was running with the ones, and all the chatter of the last week is that, he's considered a starter.
I mean, I cannot say I'm overly shocked. This is someone that we knew going into this that, like, that's a freshman to watch. That's a guy that's probably going to be competing for playing time. I will say I did not expect it to be this early. I think, in kind of from what we've heard players say, from what we obviously have heard the coaches say, it seems like he has really grasped the mental side of things extremely quickly. Like, we all knew he had the physical tools. He's the tallest, lankiest guy out there. He looks like a spider out there covering. But I think he was able to grasp the mental side of things and understand the defense and understand his responsibilities a lot quicker than, a lot of people anticipated, maybe. And that has allowed him to, get on the field this early, because you can't deny his physical tools. He is the most physically impressive defensive back you probably have on the team.
You need length and girth in this league.
You do.
Apparently, Dijon Lee's length and girth has bumped Xavier Brown and Damani Jackson into some sort of rotationary role with the boundary corner / Husky / Now, I don't know if he's going to be full-time out there. I think Xavier, I definitely think those three are all going to play a lot. But I just think it's fascinating that Damani that Dijon has basically before week 1, I'm one of the ones of ones. Put me in. Because, like, you think about the Alabama starting defense, and yes, you start, it's 11. But really, Alabama's starting defense it's 12 with the third inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
It's 13 with Cam Calhoun / Dede Jones. It's 14 with Quay Rusaw / Zebo Latham. And then I guess it's 15 with this extra corner. So you got about 15, 16 starter people on the defense that I'm considering a starter. Yeah. Anybody else on the defensive line is Tim Keenan, James Smith, LT. Are you going to see more bandit play out of Keon Keeley, out of Jordan Renaud? So you bumping your 16 starters to 17, 18.
Probably. I mean, I think this staff is. I mean, I don't know. Like, I understand we just got done talking about the whole, like, you have the best 11 guys. Like, I don't think they're rotating as much, but I do think that.
I think they're rotating for stamina, not for team.
Yes. I think you're going to see multiple guys on the field. It's just not going to be, it's a 2nd and 8. Let's get a new package out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be, these guys need a spell. Let's get 4 more guys on the field.
Yeah, that's really where I think it's going to come in. You're going to rotate guys in for stamina, not necessarily for scheme's sake. Oh man, so we're getting closer and closer to Alabama kicking off against Florida State, and I guess that
What's this defensive performance look like? I guess you said you're taking the Florida State side of things,
for
but
now, but
you know,
I don't feel good about
we
it. The more we
can,
talk about it, you're talking me into Bama at 21, Bama at 20, Bama at 17.
maybe 2 sacks from the defense, an interception. That'd be nice.
That's the issue. Like,
You got to get a takeaway.
will Castellanos take care of the football?
I
If
don't believe
Castellanos
that
takes
he
care of the
will.
football, then you might be in for a long one. But if he coughs one up, oh, I think I can make a throw I can't really make. Whoop, Dijon Lee right in his hands. Whoop, Xavier Brown get you an interception. Bray Hubbard, you thought I was a slow white boy, but I'm going to close this gap and and snatch this ball. Like that's
He had
where
two, he had
that
two
Alabama
multiple
defense.
interception games last season against two of the best teams on the schedule, two of the better teams on the schedule. One against Missouri, threw 2 picks. He threw 2 picks against Virginia, and then he threw a pick against Syracuse.
Hmm.
He played relatively clean against bad teams, but
I don't think
I
it's a
mean,
bad team he's playing on Saturday.
no, I don't think it's a bad team that he's playing either.
Yeah.
He, I mean, yeah, he 18-5 is not terrible. It's not a terrible touchdown to interception ratio. I'll give you that. But he was 15-14 in 2023. So I don't think that it's so much as he developed remarkably as a passer. I think he just was able to play decent against some bad teams. I would
Over
expect
under
him to throw at least
1.5 interceptions.
I'll probably take the under, but I think he throws 1.
Okay, what if I change the question? Over under 1.5 turnovers. You get a sack fumble in there, or you get a running out
That I
there,
like.
running with the hand out.
I
Foot
like that.
loaf of bread, and
Mhm.
Loaf of bread, and Deontay Lawson comes and pops your tail,
Somebody.
and
Yeah.
boom, ball
I could
flies
see
out.
this.
Over under 1.5
Um,
total turnovers.
I think I'd ride the over on that one. I feel good
Mm.
about a fumble maybe or something. I mean,
LT,
he's not a big guy either. He's pretty. He's I mean, what is 5'11", 200 pounds. So he's
he's
not an
five
overly big
seven.
guy.
He's
He's
5'7", 5'7",
this is probably
185.
true. So somebody gets their hands on him in the backfield, they're liable to rip that ball away from him.
LT Overton coming around coming around the corner with the tomahawk. Wow.
The bear paw.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I feel good about going to see now. Here we are on Tuesday. Yesterday, I was so sure at 13.5 I'm taking Florida State, but after more chatter, I'm feeling maybe. I think that line is perfect. I think that line is perfect for
Yeah.
gamblers because you can talk yourself into either way. Which begets perfect for the Las Vegas folks. Half money on one side, half money on the other. I think you can talk yourself into either way.
Yeah, I'm riding Obama.
Bama.
I don't know. I'm not buying what Florida State's selling. Not yet.
Well, you can call us on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800 to make your predictions on the Alabama-Florida State game, or you want to make all your picks on the week one game, your week one games you can, Texas, Ohio State, you got LSU, Clemson, big games right there. So it's going to be a big weekend on deck for week number one. Let's flip it to the other side of the ball because really Coach DeBoer gave us a little bit of juice yesterday. The only really I guess it's not juicy, but the only real notable thing was that Jaeden Roberts is still not cleared from concussion protocol. He was
Yeah.
asked about Jam Miller. He said, okay, other than Jam Miller, who all might be missing this game? And he wasn't committing. He didn't commit to Jaeden Roberts missing the game, but he made it sound very likely that he wasn't going to play. He was like, well, possibly, could be, still working the concussion protocol. We don't know. We don't. Maybe could be. He was very very Kalen DeVore with an injury. You know how he is,
Yeah.
non-committal about people's statuses. But reading through the lines, I think that Jaeden Roberts is going to be missing the game on Saturday. And so, how we feel? Gino Vandermark, full-time left guard. No, excuse me, full-time right guard for Alabama.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you feel fine. This is something that we've kind of seen for a bit now at camp. Anyway, I think he's Given the amount of time that Jaeden Roberts has been out now, I think Gino's probably had ample opportunity to get the appropriate amount of reps to be comfortable in that starting role. So I feel fine about him being there. He is a guy that, similarly to like how we talked about with the defense, he's one that you kind of can like almost pencil in as a starter, even though he's not technically one. He is on that same level. So I feel fine about that.
All right, did you see, since you and I will not be going to Tallahassee, did you see who we're stuck with on the TV broadcast?
I did. Who was it though? I've forgotten.
Stuck in quotations. We get the dulcet voice of Joe Tessitore, wrestling commentator. Joe Tessitore is going to be doing play-by-play. He's got Jesse Palmer as the analyst and Katie George on the sideline.
Not a big Jesse Palmer guy, but Joe
No,
Tessitore's okay. I like Joe Tessitore enough.
he's going to make every moment sound huge.
He does have a good voice for it. But yeah, not gonna sell me on Jesse Palmer very much. That one doesn't excite me.
When I was on The Bachelor, when I played for Steve Spurrier, when Steve Spurrier coached me, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of way back when I did X, Y, and Z with Jesse Palmer. But that should be a good crew. 2:30 on Saturday against ABC.
Definitely be worse.
It could be. How you feel about the other little tiny storyline that came out yesterday? Yesterday they announced the coaching positions of where they're going to be. You got everybody on the field: Kane, Wommack, Brian Ellis, Robert Gillespie, Jason Jones, Chris Kapilovich, Maurice Molinguist, Chuck Morrell, Jay Nunez, Freddie Roach, Christian Robinson, Jamarcus Shepard, and Nick Sheridan, all going to be on the sidelines. But Ryan Grubb, little old Ryan Grubb, all by himself up in the booth, is going to be calling plays from the box. Lonely, I'm so lonely.
I love it. I love it so much. I hope the camera pans up to him and he's just like floating above his desk, eyes rolled back into his head, just like entering flow state. I think it's perfect. I think and I don't know Ryan Grubb personally at all. Haven't met the guy. But he just gives off this vibe that like that's exactly the perfect scenario for him, is just be up there by himself alone with his thoughts. Yes, I think I like it a lot. I really enjoy it. I think it's just kind of weirdly perfect that he's gonna be up there by himself. There'll probably be one person bringing him Diet Cokes or something every 10 minutes.
He's gonna be, hey man, turn these speakers off. turn these speakers off. We're gonna put on, what did he say? What was
music or something? And it's just,
or he told Ryan Fowler middle of the summer that he listens to Metallica going into the stadium. And he says the last song that I listened to is Seek and Destroy. And so he's just gonna be up there, and it's just gonna be metal music, shaking
blasting.
Yeah, and he's just Ty Simpson, another 6-yard completion, another 4-yard run for Richard Young, just scheming up. He's gonna be beautiful minding stuff on the glass. He's gonna be drawing.
Nick Sheridan gets to put out any small fires down there on the field. And then Ryan Grubb is up there in flow state. Just that'll be perfect.
Now that is an oversimplification, because they told us yesterday that he won't be entirely by himself. You'll have a booth full of offensive and defensive analysts for both sides of the ball, but basically he's the only paid assistant. Obviously,
I want him up there blindfolded. he's just feeling it.
Like Doctor Strange, he's got the third eye. He's just got a third eye in the middle. He's blindfolded except for the third eye.
That's what I need. I think we can get there.
I think it's going to be great. But yeah, he's going to have some guys with him. Some guys he worked with in Washington, some guys that worked with Kalen DeBoer last year. It's going to be just like old times for Ryan Grubb up in the press box. But they cut to the press box camera. He's probably going to be the only face that you actually recognize.
Yeah, I do like that. It's not really anything remarkably or groundbreaking, but I like it. I think it's good. I think it will work well for the staff.
Yes, I think so too. Kalen DeBoer saying that another reason that they're allowed or able to do this, able to pull it off, is the iPads on the sidelines give you everything, give you the side, give you the wide shot, give you the end zone shot, and so the coaches that are on the field can still see what they want to see with the iPads, and then call their position groups over and be like, "This mother, this, you know, get the correction
Do they
made."
limit it in, because in the NFL it's with the tablets, they're not allowed to look at video, right? They only can look at still images on the field, correct? Do you know if it's limited that same way for college?
I do not know.
That'd be
But
weird to
think about it. If just like a picture book, you flip through a picture,
I mean, sure.
you flip the old school picture book, and it looks like it's moving. Yeah,
Yeah, I
coach,
mean, they
these are all
probably got
still.
from one play, they've got 80 different snapshots that they can look at. And all right, look at this exact, but I would be interested in finding, because I do think, not that it really changes things that much, like you're saying, but it is just an added layer of like, okay, we can't quite have everything at our fingertips.
So that'll be fun and interesting to see on Saturday. Mason, why don't we wrap this up? I'll hit a commercial break, and why don't we wrap today's show up by you informing everybody what Cedarian Morgan did, what Jaeden Edwards did. We had really the first week of high school football, and you got back just in time to keep up with everybody. I know EJ Crowell, wasn't he suspended? So you can tell us about that. You can tell us kind of what these Alabama guys did over the weekend. Maybe you've got a Jet Tamala number. Maybe you've got a Taden Cowan number. Who knows? I know that you know about all these recruits. So I'm going to hit a commercial break, and then you can get ready to tell us what these fellas did this past Friday night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Get ready, Tuscaloosa. New Era Wrestling presents the Crimson Clash. The hottest local wrestling show in town slams into Two Dimes on Thursday, September 11th. Witness the chaos as social media sensation Big Trouble Ben Bishop brings his larger-than-life swagger to the ring. The man is 6'12", he weighs 15% of a metric ton, and is bringing every bit to Tuscaloosa. Feel the heat when our new champion Sleazy C. Caden Newton defends the open title, and don't miss the brutal street fight between the modern-day Kings and the unstoppable force known as the Draw. It's the same weekend as Alabama hosting Wisconsin, so keep the Tuscaloosa energy high with the Crimson Clash. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the bell rings at 8 p.m. at Two Dimes on the Strip. Grab your tickets now on Eventbrite by searching New Era Wrestling and use promo code RADIO for 20% off. New Era Wrestling, where legends are made and the battles are epic.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic.
We'll see if he's fantastic this year.
And we're back here in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. He better be fantastic, because I got Jalen Waddle sitting there needing to eat on my fantasy team. We're on the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. Call Derek for all your insurance needs, 205-758-3391 for all of home, life, auto insurance needs. You got renter's insurance, boater's insurance. I know our young boys, our young college kids that come in to the studio and join us every now and then, all have Derek for their renter's insurance to protect their PlayStations, protect their big screen TVs, protect their Xboxes, all kinds of stuff that's going on in their apartments. Call Derek at 205-758-3391. Yeah, we do want to encourage you to join us at Two Dimes on September 11th. I think floor seating is almost sold out. So call them today, get you on Eventbrite. Search New Era Wrestling on Eventbrite, and you can get your tickets today. I really encourage you to get in there. I was in Two Dimes last week for a concert. Jamie Johnson was amazing, blew my entire face off. So really great venue. Come join us on the Strip Thursday, September 11th. And last little bit, did I have one more thing? Oh gosh, what did I have? A Derek Daniel in my head. I had Two Dimes. I don't remember it. So Mason Woods will tell us what in the world happened this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, because I know Xavier Griffin and Jamarian Matthews, I think they're off to a 2-0 start. I know that Jaeden Edwards was on ESPN2, laying some wood to some people, with maybe getting cooked as well on a couple of plays. Just take us through the class of 2026, what you saw this weekend on the internet, on the TV, and in the stratosphere.
Yeah, we'll start with the two teammates there, Jamarian Matthews, Xavier Griffin. Gainesville High School out to a just dominant start to their season. Now, I do not know exactly the quality the quality of the two teams that they've played, because I mean they've held two teams combined to 14 total points, and I think they've put up over 100 through the first two games.
Yeah, you got
So
two
they are,
5-stars on defense. You ain't scoring on those jokers.
they are just demolishing these teams. Xavier Griffin, I know, had, I think, 2 sacks in the first game, a tackle for loss, and 2 solo tackles himself. And then the second game, he had a blocked field goal. Javarian Matthews, I think, also got a sack, maybe in each game. I know it was in at least one of them. Let's see. A sack in each game, 4 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a bunch of quarterback hits. He was actually named the defensive player of the week by the Gainesville Times.
You got to ice down those quarterbacks after on Saturdays after those games.
Yeah, I am. I am hoping to maybe get out there and watch them in person, because the dominant performances from those two, the clips that I've seen, they are punishing quarterbacks. They are
That's
punishing
like Khalil
offense.
Mack on one side and Reggie? What? No, that's like Khalil Mack and Von Miller. What was
That's
the year
probably
that Von Miller played? Did he have DeMarcus Lawrence? Is that the right name?
Marcus Ware? Was it DeMarcus Ware?
Yes, DeMarcus Ware with the Broncos. They had both ends, and they were just crushing teams.
Yeah, that's what it looks like out there. It's a war zone when they take the field. Those two. Another 5-star prospect, Sedarian Morgan, put up an absolute just incredible performance. 8 catches, 177 yards, and a touchdown this past week.
Did you see his that touchdown?
Oh yeah, just 80 yards slant, took it about 87 yards or something to the house.
It was like a 3-yard drag route right over the line of scrimmage. Quarterback just flipped it, and he said, "See you." And I think that was his first reception of the season. I think that was.
I believe it was. I think it was it might have been I think it was the opening play of the game, maybe, or it was really maybe on the opening drive. They did unfortunately lose the game. I think that Benjamin Russell is struggling a little bit elsewhere on the field, but they big performance out of the 5-star Alabama commit. Jordan Edmonds, the next 5-star commit, had a big game as well, playing both ways. He's actually played in 2 games because Georgia kicks off a week earlier than everybody else for some reason. 2 wins, 2 big wins for his team. Let's see, win over Alexander City Alexander High School 2 weeks ago now, had 3 tackles for loss, and a touchdown reception. And then this past week against Etowah, first play of the game, catches an 80-yard touchdown, and they went on to win 42-24. His highlights are all over Huddle. You can see him playing both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive prospect. He's just like dominant on both sides of the field. You kind of have to just go watch it for yourself. Like, we see it with a lot of these guys, but the moment you turn on the Huddle tape, like they do the little circle, like, here's me. You don't need the circle. You know that's him on the field every time you see him. You know exactly who Jordan Edmonds is. Let's see. Zion Gibson didn't do a whole lot in Gadsden City's game, was mostly quiet. Brian Williams had a decent game. I believe he had a touchdown in the second half. Mostly quiet other than that, but didn't, like I said, caught the touchdown. Taden Kawa, the quarterback commit, through 2 games has, I think, 7 touchdowns on the air and 1 on the ground. So
nice. Really
putting up some big numbers out there in Utah. And playing it, I think, as I understand it, one of the more prominent programs in Utah. They're 1-1 through 2 weeks. They played a team I think they brought in from Las Vegas that beat them in week 1, but then they got a big win this last weekend. Jet Tamala has not played yet. He will be taking the field in August on the, I think, 29th is their first game. This coming Friday. Any other big performances though? Javari Barnett had a good game. He helped Tampa Bay Tech. Let's see, he broke a long run early in the game. Wasn't able to quite score on it, but it was like a 60-yard, 65-yard run that set up a touchdown. And then they ended up winning like 26-7. Owen Cabell had 2 touchdowns, finished with 80 yards receiving. Good game for him. Yeah, helped him. It was a pretty good game. Without his touchdowns, don't know that they really pull. I mean, 28-14. He's the deciding factor in that game. So big performance for him. Alexander Ward, the 2027 commit that did take the field this past weekend for IMG, playing against Hoover, got a big win against Hoover, but he was mostly quiet during the game. Wasn't able to find anything that he did. I'm sure they didn't throw at him a lot, and that's probably why he was mostly quiet. From as I understand, I didn't get to watch that game, but I think IMG just ran all over Hoover, and Hoover had really nothing to do about it. So
that was the peak of your illness. That Friday night, that was the peak of your illness, from what you told us, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wasn't feeling great.
What did you see from Jaeden Edwards though? He played
Yes.
on Saturday night. Yeah,
Yeah, Jaeden Edwards did
up
get
and
the
down.
opportunity
What'd you
to
think?
actually watch him on ESPN on ESPN2. Let's see, what was it? St. Francis playing Chaminade Madonna from Florida, which it's so insane, the level of the amount of travel that some of these high school teams are having to do. St. Francis, they said last year, I think spent like 8 weeks away from home traveling the country to play various schools like Texas, Florida, California, all insane, making high school kids do this. But regardless, big time win for St. Francis over Chaminade Madonna. It was a top 10 matchup. I think St. Francis was 5 going in, and Chaminade Madonna was like 9 or something going in. But they just absolutely dominated them. Jaeden Edwards had some nice plays. You definitely can see his ability to lay the wood. If anybody saw my Twitter, I put out a video of him just laying a kid out on the sideline, setting up a 3rd and long, which then turned into a 4th and long, and so on and so forth. But yeah, you mentioned it before we got started with this segment here. Struggled a little bit in coverage, I gotta say. I gotta be honest. The few times that he was directly targeted that I saw, the guy caught the ball on him. The guy made some nice plays. He got mossed on one of them, kind of a little bit. It's Jace. I'm blanking on the kid's name now. He's committed to Florida State. He's a 4-star receiver, so it's not like he was playing against any scrubs or anything. He was playing against a kid who he will probably be playing against in college too. But regardless, yeah, struggled a little bit in coverage in that game. Not a great, I would say, overall probably an average performance for him. You saw some great things, but you also saw him struggle a bit.
So, give me an update on EJ Crowell. What I heard, and this is just like third party, was that suspended for this first week as basically concessions. That he was borrowed a car, an uncle, a godfather, let him borrow a car, and maybe the AHSAA thought it was a gift, and instead of having him suspended for the whole year, they worked out a 1-game suspension. Is that story correct? Is that kind of how I have it, or what's when we see EJ Crowell play for Jackson? What's kind of the latest on him?
As I understand it, that is kind of essentially what happened. I think he was allowed to borrow a vehicle from, I think it was like his godfather or something like that, maybe an uncle, but it was then brought up in some sort of investigation, and I think it was, kind of thrown out there that like, oh, this could rule you out to be this could mess with your eligibility for the whole season. So I believe that Jackson High kind of took it upon themselves, almost like a self-inflicted thing of just, hey, we'll suspend him for 1 game. Let's get this sorted out. Sorry, the cat is messing with
Rusty.
But yeah, he is expected to be back this week. As far as I know, Jackson took it on the chin to I can't remember who they played this past weekend, but it was a tough loss. I imagine him not being on the field played a big part of that. But he will be back this week. They're playing, I think, Demopolis this weekend at Demopolis, so I would expect a big performance from the Alabama commit.
What do we do in AHSAA in the world of NIL? We're suspending kids. Like, of course, you can't just give somebody a car.
Sure.
But let's look into it a little bit. If it's godfather, if it's uncle, if it's, hey man, I need to borrow a car to get to school. I need to borrow a car to get to workouts. I need to be driving. I'm sure it's not just some Maserati that he's driving around. I'm sure that it might be. It
was a very modest vehicle, if I had to guess.
Right, exactly. What are we doing here?
It's ridiculous.
And I heard or read that he already gave the car back to godfather, uncle, family member type.
I think I had seen that too. I think it was like a very brief period of like a couple weeks, I think, where he had to borrow a car. It had already been sorted out and returned, and now the AHSAA wants to get involved and say, "Oh, impermissible benefit, whatever." It's ridiculous. So, but regardless, I do believe it is all sorted out right now. I think he is cleared to play this week and probably will dominate this week if I had to guess.
My car's in the shop at AHSAA. I don't want to walk. Can I borrow this bike? Is that allowed? Is that allowed? Come on now. Like, what do we?
One more note on while we're talking about running backs. Not an Alabama guy, but was in the game that I was watching with Jaeden Edwards. Was an Alabama target. Texas commit Derek Cooper, 5-star running back. A lot of people were very high on him. I was very high on him. Man, oh man, did he struggle in that game on Friday or Saturday evening. I mean, it was like they just kept hammering the ball to him, hoping he'd break one, and he just couldn't get anything. St. Francis completely bottled him up. I'm sure, is not super indicative on him as a player, but tough performance for the, if anybody is super upset that he didn't pick Alabama, you can use that as some evidence to make you feel a little better about it.
There you go. And who was the running back in class of 27s? Had a fun name, Scooby something.
Mooney
Snoopy
Gibson.
Something.
Mooney Gibson.
Mooney Gibson.
He did have another really big week. I know I remember seeing it. Let me see if I can find it.
Mooney Gibson, not Scooby, not Snoopy, but Mooney Gibson, Alabama target in the class of 2027, went off 2 weeks ago. What you got for recent?
I know this week he had at least 2 rushing touchdowns. Looks like that was probably all he did because that was with 1:54 remaining in the game. He picked up a second rushing touchdown in the evening against Alpharetta. Looks like Kell won 37-0. So big time performance for the hopefully Alabama commit one day. We'll see.
All right, so there's Mason Woods letting us know how the future Crimson Tide superstars did over the weekend with their respective high school teams.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I've got an actual stat line here.
Yeah, baby.
15 carries, 196 yards, and 2 touchdowns, plus a receiving touchdown.
Kaylin DeBoer. Kaylin.
Make it happen.
Courtney Morgan. Mr. Morgan, sir. Mr. Morgan, sir.
High school, they produce a lot of big time commits in the last 2 years.
Mr. Robert Gillespie, sir. Mr. Sir. This guy, Mooney Gibson. Put him at the top of your list for 2027. Are you already in his DMs? Because if you're not, I would ask you on behalf of the show to do that for us.
I have not gotten a response yet, but
That's okay.
we
await. With a name like Mooney, you're too cool to be doing any shows.
That's fair.
All right, Mason, we got to get out of here for the day. We're going to go talk to your favorite player, Ty Simpson. Well, reportedly, rumors that we're going to get Ty Simpson. They could obviously change it on us at any point, but we do have players scheduled at 11:30 for the Bama Central YouTube channel. We'll be talking to 3 to 7 Alabama football players. My guess, Mason, is that we're going to get the 4 captains. My guess is we'll get Ty. We'll get Ty, Parker Brailsford, Deontay Lawson, and Tim Keenan is my guess. But we'll find out who we're actually going to get in the Malmore Athletic Facility. We'll be getting them at 11:30. We'll put that on the Bama Central YouTube channel. You guys can check that out right there. Share it with all your friends. The channel is growing. I know because all of you are watching this program. That's why it's growing. No, just kidding. It's growing because we have great press conferences, and your boy fights to get right in the middle, right in front of people, so we can have a nice square view of all these great football players and great coaches. So, Mason, make sure you follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_. Send him some Gatorade. Send him some chicken noodle soup. Send his family all kinds of well wishes and prayers as they continue to recover from slight illnesses. And we will have a lot of fun the rest of the week getting ready for this Florida State game. We're going to try to get Katie Wyndham on here probably on Thursday. Get a lot smarter with Katie before they go down to Tallahassee. And we're going to have a lot of fun the rest of the week. We are so close to Alabama kicking it off with the Florida State Seminoles. I cannot wait for it. I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was hard on that Florida State 13.5. Today, I might be flipping my money the other way. By Friday, we'll lock it down. So we'll have a little more wishy-washy for the next 4 days right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.